It is the top of the hour, and this is Frank, and I will be your host today. I definitely want to give everybody a homework assignment. Go hook up with Zoom, the Zoom software that we're on right now, and learn how to become a co host so that somebody can take over my co host position, or what I usually call the administrator position. Jeff is always the one that kind of stands up to the plate and does it, but you do need to do a little bit of reading on Zoom. Zoom has some back office reading material. I just simply don't have the time, and they're changing the buttons too fast for me to keep up with them. So your homework assignment, if you should accept it, will be to read about Zoom and how you can be my next either administrator or moderator. I used to call it a moderator position with my other software, and it allowed you to have all of the privileges that I have, like letting people in, like kicking them out, like muting them if they talk too much, or muting them if they're not paying attention and they're having a private conversation, and all of those kinds of things. So we need somebody to do that because I get distracted too easily, and it's difficult for me to do both, have a presentation and um, um, watch the inbox while people that are meandering in. So I assigning I'm assigning everybody a job of looking at Zoom and just reading Zoom, and I'm sure it's an easy thing. And then somebody can teach me how to do it, or teach, or just take over the position. That would be wonderful. Okay, so I guess I don't want to do that. Okay, um, you know what's wrong with Zoom? It's difficult to share the screen lately. It's not as easy as it used to be to share the screen. Okay, someone's going to tell me what they're seeing on my screen. Jeff?
Yeah, you've got the email that you sent out.
Good. That's what I wanted. It is not as easy as it used to be to do that. So thank you very much. So I sent out this email and I'm super excited. Actually, Kimberly and come on, Reggie had to tell me to go take my meds because my blood pressure was way too high. I actually did. I actually followed their instructions because my blood pressure was too high. Anyhow, it's because I'm super excited about the things that are happening right now. Right now, there are a number of programs that we're adding to our portfolio of programs, and we're kind of filling in the holes and filling in the blanks where people were having problems, and we are going to be filling in the holes for those people that are having problems um, with funding. So, for example, somebody might want $100,000 to buy a piece of equipment for their doctor's office. Well, and but the doctor's credit isn't all that good, and we can't actually get them the loan for the $100,000. Well, we now have alternative ways of doing the same thing. So, so um, I started off last week by saying, by now everybody knows 125% buy, fix, and flip program for real estate. But what if? I mean, what if? I mean, really, what if it became available for businesses? And guess what? We now have a program that is very similar to the 125% program for our real estate, where we can get left hand money and right hand money. For those who don't know what the 125% real estate program is, what we do is we get you pre qualified. Pre means before you buy a house, before you go out shopping for a house. We get you pre-qualified, and we ask you to hold out your left hand. When you do, we put anywhere from 75 to $100,000 in your left hand, and that's your working capital. You can use that to go out and look for houses. Once you find the house, we ask you to hold out your right hand, and we give you the acquisition capital to purchase that 100, 200, 300, $500,000 home. And of course, it's a buy, fix, and flip program. So we also put up the money to do the rehab as well. That's a thumbnail sketch of the 125% buy, fix, and flip program for real estate. Now, what if something like that was available for businesses? Drum roll, please. We now have something very similar to what I just described for real estate. We now have left hand money and right hand money. But wait, our 125% buy, fix, and flip program is our flagship product, meaning that's the best of the best product, meaning it's for the best of the best borrowers. Well, we have a program very similar to that now. Again, it will soon become our second flagship product, available for businesses, getting them pre-qualified for some left-hand money, and then qualified for the big right-hand money. We have that available. But but wait, what if it was available for personal use as well? Great news, guys. We now have it available for personal, so that we can now get you a personal loan for the left hand money. That's working capital, anywhere from $3 to $50,000. And I said that wrong. Please erase that part of the tape. From 50,000 to 200,000, personal personal term loan. We can now get you a personal term loan from 50 to $200,000, and then get you the big money and your right hand. What if it could be funded for folks with less than perfect credit? Oh man, how many people fall short by 20 points or 50 points or 100 points of our flagship products? All of them? No, not all of them, but a big number, a large number of people fall short. They don't have quite what it takes to get qualified for the flagship products. These products need a 700 FICO or above, 680 or above. They need some high FICOs to be in these upper flagship products. But that leaves out a whole lot of people. I mean, a whole lot of people. So, what if we could fund folks with less than perfect credit? I have an attachment that I attach to this for more details. And if you're interested in getting an application, you can go ahead and send me the email. Go check your attachments on this document and send me an email, and I will send you an application for the less than perfect people. Now, how many people know somebody that has less than perfect credit? How many of us have less than perfect credit? Well, we now have
The dude in the mirror.
Okay, I won't expose that voice. I know who it was, but I won't expose it. So I am super excited about this because we now have the ability to plug the holes of the people that fell through the colander, the people that we just couldn't help anymore. And we now have the ability to help even those people that have super challenged credit, not less than perfect, but super challenged credit. Now, I put on a big promotion last month about the last quarter is actually the best quarter of the year. It actually is because a lot of companies have money that they need to get rid of. They need to invest it. Money in the bank, money in private lenders, it doesn't do them any good to hold on to it. The way they make money is to loan out the money. And that's what the last quarter of the year is wonderful, wonderful for that purpose, for lending out the money. So you can get a whole lot of approvals in the last quarter of the year that you probably couldn't have gotten during the year. So this is a good time to start. Now, 2021 is going to be your greatest year. 2021, we're going to be overwhelmed with people that we can help. I sent out a number of these applications just as a beta test. I didn't even do it professionally. I did it Mickey Mouse, childishly. I just sent the questions on an email, and I'm overwhelmed with the people that have already replied back. So that is going to be an absolute fantastic tool for you guys to use. I'm going to make it professional. I'm not going to let it be Mickey Mouse. It's going to be professional. And but I just want you guys to know that we have now the power to plug the holes of the people that were getting away, the people that we just couldn't help, the people that we turned down for whatever reason. So I'm awfully excited about it. I'm going to show you something here in just a little bit. I'm talking way too fast. Again, I'm almost through, and it's not even 15 minutes into the program, and I'm just about through. All right. So, um, what if this product became available for businesses? And what if it became available for personal? And what if it became available for anything you wanted, any kind of business? That's what this money is for. It's for folks that have lost their jobs. It's for folks that do not have a business to go back to. It's for folks that have been affected by COVID-19. Maybe they worked for a company. Maybe they own the company. This product is now available for everybody. So everyone can apply for it. And many people have hit a speed bump in the road of life. Many of them have had some damage to their credit. So we will be offering this money. And if they don't have the money to restore their credit, it's okay. It's okay. We will give them the money to restore their credit, and then we can put them through any one of the three credit products that we have. We can put them through the credit repair, which is only $79 to start and $120 a month. We can put them through the credit restoration if they want to rebuild their financial life for $188 to start and $89 per month. Or if they're in a big hurry, we can put them through the credit sterilization program when they want to just completely wipe out any negatives or derogatories that are on their file. We'll also be able to take the funding that we get them to actually pay for some of these programs. Now, this program is going to take $500 down payment. So they will have to come up with $500 in order to qualify for this program. But more than likely, we're going to get them more than the 2,500. The entry level is 3,000 up to 50,000. So we're going to get them at least 3,000 and fix it and sterilize their credit or more. Okay. Is there anything else here? No, this is the rest of that. All right. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. The reason I'm excited is because I really sent this out to just a handful of people as a kind of a test. It wasn't even professional. It was Mickey Mouse. And I'm overwhelmed with applications already. So I know this thing is going to be a winner. And when I put the whole program together, we're going to couple it with some of our other programs. For example, you may be asking yourself, self, who will I talk to? I don't know anybody. Well, on the Easy Pro program, we offer something that is unlimited free leads for life. What we might do is we might couple this program with that program. That's one of the programs you get. It comes along free when you step up to become an Easy Pro agent. Okay. But let's separate that and just put it on this program. And oh my God, you got a program that fits everybody. And now you have free leads for life. Now tell me who you're going to talk to. Free, unlimited free leads for life. Okay, so you can see that I've got very, very good reason to be excited because we'll give you both the leads and we'll give you the solutions to their problems. And if their problems are tremendous, their credit is horrendous, we'll give you the ability to fix their credit as well. This is a win, win, win for everybody. Everybody wins. Now, I'm about finished with that in less than 20 minutes. So I'm going to open it up for questions. Unmute yourself because I've got some, I get the second half, which is I'm almost as excited about the second half as I am about the first half. So if you have any questions at this point, unmute yourself, shout out your name, and go ahead and ask me and where you're calling from, and then ask me the question. And if you have anything that you want to put in the chat box, Jeff will read that question in the chat box to me.
Diane in Denver.
Diane in Denver, hey, how can I help you?
Well, now, how do these people repay these?
They get it.
Mine,
They get it. They get.
if
That's
they
a
work
good
their
question.
job and
That's a
everything,
good question. They
they
either
got
get it.
no
They either
income.
get a job, and they either get a job and pay it back, or they sign up under you and then they start selling the program and making a commission and pay it back. So
Okay.
for if you had somebody that did not have a job, but they had a credit card or they had just a little bit enough to get by, you might get them the loan. Once they got the loan and in it, offer to let them do the same thing that you're doing, then you would get your override. So the commission on this is like everything else. It's 10% for the standard agent, it's 15% for the pro agent, and it's a 50% override on the team that you have built. And of course, everyone knows I've been announcing it week after week. I will soon only be talking to pro agents. I want to be talking to my pro agents and I want to distribute all of my standard agents to those pro agents so that they can build their own teams. I want to help them build their teams. That's my goal. And that I'm going
Okay.
to stick to that goal. That was a great question, Diane. Any other questions?
Not right now, thank you.
Anyone else
Yes,
have a question?
this is Grant in Washington, D.C., and I've got a two-part question for you. Do we have the ability to offer trade lines to folks that may need to shore up their credit? And then I'll follow up with the part B.
The answer is yes. We do have the ability to offer trade lines in the credit restoration program. That was an excellent question, by the way. in the trade lines, I've been saying this for years and years and years and years and years. The absence of bad credit does not necessarily make good credit. So even though we have three different ways to get rid of bad credit, we also have ways of adding good credit. So if we take some bad credit away and we put good credit on, that's a powerful 1-2 punch. And the answer is absolutely yes. We have the ability to remove all negatives and derogatories, and we have the ability to add positives such as trade lines, such as new credit cards, such as, well, we do a prepaid credit card, not a debit card. Debit cards don't count for anything, but we have a prepaid credit card, which reports just like a credit card. You put up 500, 200, 1,000, whatever you put up, and then you use it for your day in and day out business. And when you do that, it reports 40 points to your credit score. Your second part of the question is,
To become a pro agent, what's the financial commitment?
and I paid this guy to come on and ask these questions. No, I didn't. It's a joke. We had a beautiful, fantastic program set up for December 6th, but it didn't work out because of COVID-19 and travel restrictions. The price to become a pro agent is $1,997, and you would have to see the list of goodies that we give and for the pro agents. If you send me a letter to the email address that was attached to this announcement, you send me a letter, I will send you a list that you will not believe all of the benefits that come along with a pro agent. I'd love to share that with you. That goes on to my next question, my next screen, by the way. Okay.
Frank, I got a question. Got a question in chat box when you're ready for it.
I'm ready.
Are you able to fund Amazon online businesses?
Absolutely, yes. Does that answer the question?
I don't know. Muhammad, that's who asked that question. Does that
Yes.
answer you, Muhammad, or do you need more of an answer? What are the requirements? He wants to know what the requirements are.
Well,
I guess he can't unmute.
okay, well, the requirements could be, first of all, my question, I'm going to answer that question with a question. How much money do you need? Do you need 3,000? The requirements are practically nothing. Do you need 50,000? They get a little bit stiffer. Do you need 100,000? They get right up there. So the requirements are from practically nothing up to 720 FICOs. That's the requirements. So we cover the whole entire gambit.
He said he's looking for around 20,000.
Perfect client to fill out the application. If you want me to send you this Mickey Mouse application until we get a real one done, I will send it to you. Just send me an email. The attachment is on. The link is on. Come on, Frank. It's an attachment to this video that I'm showing you. There's an attachment on it. Just send me the email. I will send you the application. And by the way, this is cash money. 24 to 48 hours is all it takes to get approved, and you get the money deposited directly into your bank account in 3 to 5 business days. Good answer?
I guess so. He stopped asking questions. I must have answered his questions.
And these are the documents that I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. These are the documents of the attachments. Everyone can see that, right? Good. Right, Jeff? You can see these attachments?
Yeah, I can see them. I guess everybody can if I
If you
can.
can see them, everyone can see them. Okay.
They're at the bottom of the email you sent out, right?
They're at the bottom of the email. Okay. Anyone else have any question? I'm going to move on.
Reggie to the rescue, Middle Georgia. Who determines which credit program that you're assigned to or enrolled in?
You know, that's actually a very, very good question. So let's say somebody came to you, Reggie, because you're a pro agent. So somebody came to you as a pro agent, maybe one of the people that you advertised to, or maybe one of the people that answered your yellow sign program, or one of the people that are in your local RIA group. And they wanted $150,000, $200,000, but they had a 550 FICO. Well, you probably wouldn't want to give them a decline. So, and they will not qualify with a 550 or 650 FICO. They will not qualify for the 125% program. You know, the 125% buy, fix, and flip. This one right here, they won't qualify for that. So, rather than kiss that person goodbye, I would say to that person, I can't get you the 125%, but I possibly could get you 3,000 to 30,000 with this program. Would that help you put a down payment on a piece of property? And then if the property is good, we do something that's called an equity-based loan. And if the property has good equity in it, in other words, the after repair value is decent, and you're going to make plenty of money on the deal, then we'll put the left hand money, although it won't be 70 or 100,000, it might be 30,000. Rather than to lose the customer completely because they fall off the face of the earth once you give them a decline, they don't answer your phone call anymore. So rather than to lose them, I would just step them down. I would break it to them gently. We may not be able to help you with the flagship product because you don't quite qualify, but I could possibly give you this one. And if you're serious about real estate investing or anything else, you do realize you need to have good credit, right? And when they say right, here you go. You've given them enough money to pay for this, any one of these three services. You've given them enough money to pay for those services. And in a couple of months, then they qualify for that one. Great question. So the answer to that question is you do, Reggie. It just depends on how you speak to the client.
Okay, question answered. Thank you.
Any other questions? Great question, Reggie. That was a good one. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to fly on to the next subject, which is right here. Hopefully, can you see my screen? And what are you seeing?
Well, back to the two attachments on the bottom and Eloise's picture.
Okay, that's not what I want you to see. This is what I want you to see.
Oh, yeah, the letter.
You're seeing the letter. Oh, good.
Yes.
I'm glad you're seeing the letter. Okay, so this letter is going to be going out to, I'm going to be sending this letter out to everybody in my database. You know, here we are, and you know that I have, gee whiz, I've got over 400, probably by now 450 agents. I have some pro agents, and I have literally thousands of customers over the years that we have declined. Thousands of them, literally, no joke. And so I'm going to be sending out this letter, which was also attached to the invitation. And I'm going to make this available to you as well. Okay, so I'm going to make this available to you as well. And I'm talking to you right now. I would really like to reconnect with everyone on this call today, and um, and also reconnect with people that I haven't spoken to in quite some time. The five things that I want to talk about, the five things that I want to highlight and talk to them about, and want to talk to you about, is I want to put on at least three more Easy Pro agents before the end of the year. I need to get on at least three more. If you didn't have the funding before, if you didn't have the 1995 before, um, well, maybe you got it now, because the minimum we're going to get you is $3,000. So you might be able to have that 1995, and you might be able to get in this. And if your credit needs to be fixed up a little bit, guess what? You're going to have the money to go ahead and fix up that credit, because the financing is going to be available for you. So the first thing I want to talk about is I need to put on at least three more pro agents. If you're a pro agent right now yourself, you may be wanting to think about how you could become a member office. That, or a branch office, is what you may be wanting to think about later on, because then you can have pro agents underneath you. In a nutshell, a standard agent will get 10% commission. A pro agent will get 15% commission on the very same product. A pro agent gets a 50% override on their standard agent. So if their standard agent earned $1,000 commission, the pro agent gets a $500 override. So I will be distributing my standard agents out to anybody who signs up as a pro agent. Anyone who signs up as a pro agent is going to get a number of my standard agents, and I'll also help you build your team so you can have as many standard agents under you as you'd like. That's one of the things that we want to talk about. Um, the next thing that I'm going to want to talk about is the unsecured financial masterclass. Um, it is an in-depth course on our most popular product, the flagship product that I was talking about way in the beginning of this presentation, the unsecured masterclass, unsecured funding masterclass is available, and it only cost $197 to take that masterclass. When you've taken that masterclass, you now know all of the things that you need to do a flagship product. You become a professional. In addition to that, as a bonus, you don't get one seat for the um, learning management system, LMS. You actually get two seats. You get your seat, and you can have a partner come along with you. If you have a partner come along with you, if you have an accountability partner and both of you take the course at the same time, you get to hold each other accountable. When people hold each other accountable, they succeed. Both of them succeed. When somebody takes the course by themselves, sometimes they finish it, sometimes they don't. And nobody's going to look over your shoulder and make you do anything. So that's why we offer two seats for the price of one. You could split the cost between the two of you, or you could tell your partner to pay the 197 and you take the free seat. However you want to do it, we don't care. We just want two people to go through this program, because this is our flagship product, and it's the longest running, most profitable product that we have, our 125% buy, fix, and flip. This is the engine that makes it run. The next subject that I'm not going to stop and to ask questions, because I've already now gone over the half hour. Our next product that I want to talk about is our newest program, and that's the First Merchants Program. It's a unique program for people who need a line of credit and they don't necessarily have the best credit. Now, this one, nobody gets declined for this program. Everyone gets approved. The amount of money that you get is determined on by your FICO. So let me say that in a different way. If you've got a 799 FICO, you're going to get about $10,000 line of credit, and it's cash money. If you've got a 500 FICO, you're probably going to get $300 to $500, and it's cash money. But you will get approved. Everyone will get approved for something, depending on your FICO. You're going to get approved for more or less. What would you do if you only got approved for, like, say, $1,000? Well, you could go through one of the credit programs that we have. Got three of them, and in 30 days, when your credit score bounces back up, then we will reevaluate you and give you the next highest amount of money that you qualify for. So this is a fantastic program, and you also can it's this you can also sell this program and get 100% commission. Not with this link. This link is only a merchant, but you can get a reseller's link if you ask for it. I'll give you a reseller's link, and you can sell this program to other people, and you get 100% of the commission. They don't pay us; they pay you. That's a fantastic program, and we have a brand new video out. That's a 27-minute uh, webinar that we're going to be using in our marketing campaign. It's not available just yet, but it's on its way. Okay, our PTL personal term loan is one of the other products that we have that is a fabulous product, but it's one of those 650 to 700, 680 to 720 FICO products. It's for the top of the line, but this is cash money. We'll give you cash money. 3 to 5 business days. We'll deposit anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 directly into your bank account, and you can use it for any purpose that you want. It's a personal term loan. It does have to be paid back in 3 to 5 years, but in those 3 to 5 years, if you're using it for working capital, there's a lot you can do with that kind of working capital. The last thing is one of the things I am so super excited about, and that is the personal term loan credit challenged. This personal term loan, PTL CC, credit challenged for less than perfect credit. Right here is plugging the hole that so many people would fall through. This is plugging the hole because it's allowing us to be able to give the money to the people who need it the most. These two programs, the First Merchant Program and the PTLCC program, these two programs, you can get qualified with little or no credit. You can get qualified, and they're both very low doc. This one here, the First Merchant, they're only looking for 4 items, low documentation, and this one could be no documentation. Just answer some questions and on an application, and no need to follow up with any documentation. That's how little documents this can have. It depends. It may require something. Not everyone is going to get skate away scot free, but if they ask you for a piece of paper, it's because you're going to get the money. All right, so last but by no means least, let's take a look at some of the products that we have in-house right now before I wrap this up. I will open it up at the very end for some questions, but our unsecured business funding, the UBF program, is business credit cards, and the APR is as low as 0% APR. You can't get an APR much less than that. That APR will run anywhere from 6 to 12 to 18, all the way out to 24 months at 0% APR. Use our money to make money. This is part of our flagship product, the 125% buy, fix, and flip. Personal term loans, I just talked about those. Personal term loans with credit card, with credit challenges or challenged. Merchants line of credit is what we just talked about a minute ago. Small business administration loans, SBA loans, they're also known as. Equipment financing. When somebody thinks they need a loan for $100,000 or $200,000, but they don't quite qualify for a loan, we do have another way of doing it. And what we do is we will write them a lease rather than a loan. And because it's a lease, they'll have an easy entry. It's not going to be difficult for them to qualify, not nearly as difficult as a loan. Be very easy to qualify. And when they make their monthly payments, they can write off the entire payment every month. They can write off the entire payment, not depreciate it like normal. They can write off the entire payment. And at the end of the term, they pay one more dollar, and whatever equipment that they wanted to buy, whether it was cleaning equipment, whether it was a truck, whether it was office equipment, whether it was um, any dental equipment or doctor's office equipment or scanners or anything that you need, any kind of expensive equipment, they write off the whole thing. They pay $1 at the end, and it belongs to them. So this is a fantastic alternative to somebody who may not have the best credit. And I know you think your doctor must have the best credit in the world because he charges so much, but believe it or not, doctors and doctors and lawyers don't have good credit, but they do need equipment. Okay, 401k rollover. We have a program that a lot of people have an IRA or a 401k, or they have some way, something that they retired from, or but they're not quite old enough to get the money yet. We have a way to avoid penalties, interest, and taxes from the IRS. Most people will not touch that money because the fear of penalties, interest, and taxes is too great. They wouldn't touch it. We have a way to allow them to access their own money and be their own banker and not deal with the penalties, interest, and taxes that the IRS would have levied on them if they did it wrong. We know how to do it correctly. If they do it wrong, they will be there will be a severe penalty if they do it wrong. I laughed because I remembered when the 401ks first came out, there was a cartoon character by the name of Ziggy, and Ziggy had a black eye. And somebody asked him a question, "What happened?" He says, "I touched my 401k." He had a severe penalty. He had a black eye. Um, Commercial real estate. We are a direct lender for commercial real estate, as well as hundreds of other real estate related programs. We have 125% buy, fix, and flip, or hold. Or hold is new. We can now do a buy, fix, and not flip it. We can hold it and rent it forever. Or we can do a 36-month lease option. This is a landlord's loan. When you get a piece of property, you buy it, fix it, and lease it out to somebody for 36 months. You pay interest only, they pay full boat. It is a cash cow. Can anyone say cash cow? Can anyone say moo? Last but by no means least, we have a 360-month retirement portfolio, and this includes short-term vacation rental properties as well. You can buy properties, and if you fall in love with them because they look like they're a cash cow for you and you want to keep them forever and ever, you can keep them. You can rent them out and you can retire with the money that you earn from those 360-month programs. This can be houses, this can be rentals, this can be beachfront property, this can be mountain property, this can be strip malls, this can be any kind of property that you want to hold on for a long time. Your 360 months happens to be 30 years. You can hold on for it for a long time. Let's reconnect sometime soon. Guys, I want to hear from you. I am so excited about all of these programs. If you get up off the couch, you will make money this year. You will make money. There's no question about it. So please use the link below and firm up a time for us to have a conversation. I want to wish everyone happy holidays. Here is the link that I was referring to, Frank at easyfinancialgroupllc.com. In the subject line, put "Let's Reconnect." As you know, I get hundreds of emails every day, and I wouldn't want one of you guys to fall through the cracks. So send me the email to Frank at Easy Financial, but in the subject line, put "Let's Reconnect." And every morning, I will do a search on "Let's Reconnect," just like that. I'll do a search on that, and the first emails that I address every day will be those that say, "Let's reconnect." If you send that to me and you ask me for an application, I will send you an application so you too can enjoy this newfound money that is available to everyone, you included. Any questions? Anything in the chat box?
Oh, Frank.
No,
Somebody-
nothing in the chat box.
Somebody's asking a question. Who's asking a question? Shout out your name and tell me the question.
Yeah,
Garrett?
just real quick, 25.95. Yes, can you hear me?
I hear you. This must be Garrett.
Okay. I mean, like it's sterilized, blocked by the judge. So that means, like, once you guys actually, then the judge. I mean, well, first of all, can you just elaborate on that? What it means by sterilized by the judge for that easy credit sterilization?
Okay, sure I can. You're breaking up big time, so that's probably not going to come across on the credit. So I'm going to repeat what you're asking. So what Garrett wants to know is on the credit sterilization program. The way the credit sterilization program works is we actually go before a judge and we use three bureaus. We use the credit bureau. We also use the judicial, and I forget the last bureau. Okay, and what we do is we will put a block on somebody from reporting something. So if you had a negative that is pulling your credit scores down, we will basically go in and get a block put on it so that for the next 7 years, whatever it is that is the negative or the derogatory that is hurting your credit, whatever that is, we will put a block against it so that they no longer can report that problem. If by chance, when we put the block on, and that's done in under 30 days, if for some reason the block doesn't take effect, this company will go forward and do it a second time at no additional cost, no more fees. They will put the block on the second time so that we make absolutely certain that, first of all, you don't talk to those people ever again. That's number one. Number two, you don't negotiate with those people to pay them off. If you do, you just broke the block. Okay, so what we do is we put a block on it, and the block lasts for 7 years. At the end of, if anyone knows anything about credit, 7 years is a lifetime in credit because it doesn't matter after 7 years. Most things don't matter anyway. Even bankruptcies will drop off after 7 years. So does that answer your question, Garrett?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's just a block. But does it? But do you guys also go in and actually remove any of the negative that's out there, or just a block on it, so they can't
Well,
go in and report
well,
anything else?
well, it's the same. What you're saying is the same thing. If I put a block so that they cannot report it, it's gone. It's
Oh,
removed.
okay. Then. Okay. Okay.
So you're
All right.
saying the same thing. So
Okay.
once we put the block on, it no longer is, they're no longer legally, they're no longer allowed to report it. Therefore, if they don't report it, then it's, as far as you're concerned, it's gone. Now,
Okay.
okay, I'm glad you like that answer. That's all I need to say. All right. Anyone else? That's a great question. Anyone else have any other questions?
Yes, Clarence Williams, Wichita, Kansas.
Hey, Clarence.
Hi there. You mentioned about the first merchant, 100% commission.
Yes.
Okay. On the commission on that, whatever is sold for or financed for, how much is that commission?
Great question. And I've done like 10 webinars on just the line of credit, but I'm going to do a 2-minute webinar on it right now. The merchant line of credit, if you sign up as a reseller, in order to sign up as a reseller, it costs you $250 to sign up as a reseller. What that does is it gives you a license to resell this program over and over and over again. What you are selling is a merchant line of credit up to $10,000 that can expand out to $100,000. That's number one. Number two, you are selling a merchant account, meaning you now can collect debts from people using a credit card. So if you were a drugstore, a grocery store, a clothing store, a landlord, anything that anybody pays you, they can now pay you with a credit card. So you get two things. You can now accept credit cards, which makes it easier for you to collect your money, and you get a line of credit up to $10,000. You get those two things. As a merchant, it costs $100. As a reseller, it costs $250. If you signed up as a reseller, then every time you sold one of these programs, whether you sold it to a merchant or whether you sold it to another reseller, you get 100% commission. The commission is $100 as a merchant. You get to collect the entire amount of money. And if you sold it to another reseller, it's $250. You get to collect the entire amount of money.
Okay. Understood.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, Clarence. Good question. All right. Anything in the chat box? Anything in the chat box?
Like that shit.
Okay. Well, if there's no other questions, and
No, I'm sorry, Frank, I was muted.
okay.
There's no more questions.
All right. Well, it's way past the half hour. God, it's going on an hour. All right. Well, guys, listen, I really respect your time. I didn't really mean to make it run this much over the time. I respect your time a lot. And I thank you for taking time out of the middle of the day to be with us. And we want you to respond as quickly as you can.
You taking over shit.
With
you
us.
know people after you. You better have security.
Okay, guys. You can make a lot of noise because we always like to make noise at the end of all the calls. So get ready, unmute yourself, make a lot of noise. Yeah, man, thank you. Be excited. You need to be excited.